asked which institute of propaganda I would like to attend in Africa, I would prefer and would beg to attend the NDC Institute of Propaganda at Arabaka. And this has nothing to do with what my senior in school said, but with what the rhetoric, the narrative that has been going on since this unstable power started. I said, if I have the opportunity, I prefer and would like to sit in the NDC Institute of Propaganda. Why am I saying so? It is an institute that is so effective and can teach you how to get people angry at a sitting government. Can teach you how to make even achievements look so ordinary. And yet, when power comes, that is when the real deal starts. Moro, in this country, we were having our electricity cool, of course, from Nkrumah's time to now. Once a while, you see electricity go on and off and all that. Maybe in a week, there can be disturbances. But usually, it will not cross 2 weeks. Immediately, on and off crosses 1 month, you know there's a problem. Moro. But before I say anything, let me commend the president for driving to Akosombo. The optics is good, Moro, to show that he cares. But the accounts have a proverb. Say, here, and son, efata.
Your tree is that good.
Oh, no. Yeah, I grew up in a compound house. My grandmother's house had tenants who are accounts.
Oh,
so the only thing is that I can't write proper account by the grace of God, understand. The account say here and son, efata. What it means that you have to do what is necessary before you do what appears to be cool. Moro, I want to get some facts out here.
Okay.
Number one, Ghana's generation capacity as we speak today is more than our peak demand. That's from the word go. What it means then is that anytime you see us shedding load, meaning anytime what we generate available, is the power available, is less, is less than what the peak demand is. It means some of our generation units are not producing what they have to produce.
Right.
And let me again mention Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Before 2016 election, when the NDC was in power, most of us, including Dr. Okoe, thought that the doomsday we experienced from 2013 to 2016 was as a result of transformers that were not working or lines that were faulty, some technical problems. The first person to give a presentation that brought our mind to the fact that never think it is technical, this is money issues, it is financial, was Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I was like, wow. And it is true. When the NDC left and we came into office, we realized that they had serious challenges in fulfilling or servicing the obligations, like paying for the gas supply, like paying for transformers that were coming in and meeting some other obligations, buying the crude to power the, the thermal plants. And so, for the 8 years that we were in office, and I thank God that I had the opportunity, by the grace of God and the, the mercies of the NDC administration, to sit in cabinet for some few months. Moro, apart from salaries, the first item on our bill, the next most important item, which Akufo-Addo repeated in cabinet, which Dr. Bawumia also repeated in cabinet, was payment to obligations in the power sector. Moro, Akufo-Addo said, if you have any money, pay the power sector before you move to any other item. It is the commitment of our government that made sure that doomsday was not a topic. For 8 years, doomsday was not a topic. And I like what my brother said, that, oh, we didn't give them a timetable. The issue of timetable came because, of course, I've done psychology. The NDC was pushing us when we had some issue with changing some of the lines and grids and bulk, the bulk supply points. They were pushing us that, oh, give us a timetable, knowing that once you give a schedule, then indirectly, you have accepted that there is load shedding.
You could have used unofficially to say, so
yes,
it's fine.
And because, of course, I'm a public servant, because I've done some communications, my senior brother and my good friend, Dr. Napo Matipo Pepe, I mean, when he responded and said that, oh, publish your own timetable. It could have been, I mean, anybody who sees it as harsh is justified. But the point he was trying to make is that if we who are managing the thing have not come to the place where it is load shedding we are doing, how can we more or less give you a load shedding timetable? But they were pushing. Tomorrow, what is happening today is that we have a situation where this government is taking 4 Ghana cedi for every petrol 1 gallon you buy. 4 cedi that Akufo-Addo didn't take. The Akufo-Addo that was crucified for taking e-levy. The Dr. Bawumia that was bastardized for taking e-levy. Today, even for e-levy, you can avoid it if you don't transfer more than 100 cedi. Today, anytime you sit in truck or in a car, you are giving 4 Ghana cedi per gallon to the John Mahama administration. And Atufosi is aware that if he had mentioned on TV that I'm coming to charge you 4 cedis, people will ask him, Atu, but when you came to remove e-levy, we asked you how you can fill this hole. You claim you have some extraordinary prowess at getting back tax refund. How come you are charging us 4 cedis? So you know what Atu did? He read a nice budget. All Ghanaians hailed him. And then when he went home, in the night, he brought a charge to Parliament. And then we started paying this money. There is a good reason why the finance minister didn't read in Parliament that I'm about to charge you 4 Ghana per gallon, because he knows that people will not be happy with the NDC administration. No. After charging us 4 cedi, which Akufo-Addo, the Akufo-Addo administration that kept the lights on did not have 4 cedi per gallon to pay for thermal plants, yet found the money to pay for crude to keep our lights on. In addition, this NDC government is charging Ghanaians 24 Ghana cedi more. So if you are a Ghanaian, you are watching me and you used to pay 100 cedis for electricity, under this administration, under Akufo-Addo Bawumia, you were paying 100 Ghana a week. You have to pay 124 Ghana a week. They have added 24 more cedi. Again, Atufosi did not take these 24 cedi to Parliament to announce in the budget. When he's taking money from us, he sweeps the budget. When he's cancelling e-levy, it comes in the budget. But whether you take it on the side or in the budget, you will feel it on the ground. Point I'm making is that this is the first government that has had close to 14 billion Ghana cedis in extra revenues. Remember, extra 2 was increased, plus Dumso levy. And with all these monies, Moro is still struggling to pay all its obligations in the energy sector. Moro, I hear people saying that Dumso, how do you call it, Akosombo has been restored, all generation, and my brother JJ say mission accomplished. Moro, which mission has been accomplished? Senior journalist, which mission has been accomplished?
The power units are all back, 6 of them.
Where we have a situation where we are in a house, every day our father takes us to school in a Mazda, in a good condition. Our father has traveled, or let's say you've come to tell the whole town our father is not a good man. He's been booted out of the house. You are a caretaker. Within 1 week, the Mazda is not moving. Why? There is no fuel. Or let's say an alternator is bent. And then we start trekking to school. The whole town is laughing at us. Then you take this Mazda and you take it to the shop, do what you have to do so that we sit in the Mazda. We report Monday morning in the Mazda, and then you tell the whole town that mission has been accomplished. Which mission? Before you came, we were riding in the Mazda. Before John Jinapo became Minister for Energy, Ghanaians were having reliable power. How can you come and tell us your mission has been accomplished? By the way, Ghanaians started calling for a timetable before the Akosombo Grid Co unit got bent. Is that not so? So why is the narrative being created like it is this Akosombo fire that created it himself? My prayer, Moro, and before I forget, there are reasons why a lot of Ghanaians became fearful and apprehensive when this load shedding started. Number one, with all due respect, JM 1.0 had similar excuses. For close to 3-4 years, when you ask why Dumso was there, some ship was bringing gas on the sea, and the anchor was swinging under the sea, and it hit some gas pipeline, and it broke, so it's been fixed. After 6-7 months, it has been fixed. But while the ship was landing at Elmina, some other canoe crossed it, so it will be fixed. And then when you ask, fuel just came. But all kinds of excuses for 3-4 years. So the fear that Ghanaians are having is that, hey, you see, sometimes you can have a friend who makes you experience a particular situation. After many years, you can forget. But when your friend comes again and you start experiencing, it can take your mind to those days. So, Moro, except the Gen Zs, those watching this show, 18 years to 25, 6, who were not really conscious when President Mahama and the NDC were in power in 2012, thereabout. They don't know the past. So one of them called me and said, Doc, but why are we sleeping in this heat? Is it that difficult to manage power? I said, ask your big sisters and brothers. We slept in this heat some time ago under the same leadership. Moro, so the fear is that these excuses might last long, like it did in the past. Now, my prayer for this country is that this, I'll not call it incompetence, but these mishaps will be arrested and solved quickly. What Ghanaians were promised, Moro, is not steady power. Because power was already steady. Ghanaians were promised, Asiedu Nketia, good morning, chairman. The only problem is that I'm in Julius' team. I'm not in your team. That's the only problem I have. Obi, some of us are Team Julius. As to Asiedu Nketia, the thank you talk can continue, but Julius is coming. Moro.
What business do you have in Julius's camp?
You
are supposed to be bad.
Political parties are public organizations.
Okay.
And you can always state your preference. Yes. For me, Julius Zebra has more promise for this country after Baumia than Asiedu Nketia. That I can tell you. Moro, Chairman Asiedu Nketia told us that 24-hour definition is that in the night, your electricity will be cheaper than during the day. Moro, the factory owners who depended on Asiedu Nketia's comments, expecting cheaper power in the night, are paying more even during the day, let alone in the night. So, the promise from the NDC is that we will make power cheaper. You have come. You have made it more expensive by 24%. And now you're also taking it away, availability. Moro, that is the fear. But I have good news for Ghanaians. Again, when I spoke to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia this morning, remember that ideas is what will create better opportunities for us. Moro. And I am one of the people that believes that every problem can be solved. And Dr. Bawumia says something. To lead is to what? Is to solve. Sometimes politics becomes like a fight. I meet people who go like, you people will deal with you. No. Stop fighting. The reason why you are now sleeping in the heat in the night is that instead of asking the two leaders their solutions for affordable power, you were shouting Eyezu, Eyeza. And now the Eyezu, instead of the Zanu, is becoming like Azah. Moro. So if you pass through Teshi, Krowo, and you arrive at Tema East, when you hear Eyezu, instead of Eyeza, you hear Azah. And I'm like, when did this one happen? They said, Doctor, a lot of things that were promised appear to be going down the drain. So, Moro, I want to assure your viewer, including yourself, that Dr. Boye will continue to remind this government that we had stable electricity before they came. And with all the excuses they are giving us, we want one thing. We want the lights to stay on. And Moro, by the way, I want to remind Ghanaians that one thing that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will do differently from this administration is that when he comes, he will align our priorities to our needs. What do I mean? A lot of people are not saying this, but I'll bring the news on your show. This administration has paid 2.532 billion Ghana cedis as the first installment for 6 planes for Ghana Air Force. It's on page 182 of their 304-page 2026 budget. It is at 182. Atu didn't read the budget to that place. He stopped before that place. Appendix, I think 3A or so. 2.523 billion Ghana cedis. If that money had been paid into the energy sector, maybe the doom saw and the shout will not be happening. Number 2, in 2027, NDC government has put down, the check is already disposited check, Once the year comes, now they will pay 3.532 billion Ghana cedis. The next payment for the 6 planes. Moro, how can you be a government now in opposition said our planes are okay? Come into office. This morning, let me greet my senior brother, Jata Ibrahim Mahama. Ibra bought a fine jet at $75 million, which has been carrying our president. What it means is that with $75 million, this country can get a good plane for our president. I don't know what is wrong with politicians. We get power, then we forget ourselves. How can you commit to pay over $1 billion in 4 years for planes? What is wrong with us? Meanwhile, this $1 billion can fix your energy sector, fix your health sector, complete Agenda 1, create jobs for the youth. So tomorrow, all I'm saying is that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia would not pay $6 billion in 2 years for planes. We will channel a big amount. May he so rest in peace. Because of him, I wouldn't say planes are not necessary. I will forgive the NDC by saying the plane was okay. But my point is that tomorrow, Sikorsky helicopter, the finest helicopter you can get, costs about $25-30 million. So buy 2, $60 million, plus Ibra, 75. Tomorrow, with $150 million, Ghana can get correct helicopters and planes. Why do we do this to ourselves? Then you allow some people to bring you a proposal where you are paying over $1 billion for 6 planes. So tomorrow, the message I'm giving Ghanaians is that, as for me, I'll do my job for you of reminding my senior Senano, who was a defender when I was at school. He should not defend this one. This is not the football game. He was a good defender. But this time, Moro, do you know that I made some, what's the word? I don't know how to put it. Some guy promised to sell me some solar panel. And I bought about 2 panels to power. The guy told me it could power my air conditioning, my fan. These are the 2, and TV for news. 3 critical things. Moro, not knowing, I didn't test that until this government came. It could only power the fan, the TV, but not the air conditioning. So tomorrow, as we speak, when NDC takes off power, what saves me is the fan. But the air conditioning is gone. Tomorrow. So now, I am feeling hotter under this government. But other Ghanaians, it is hottest. Because they don't have their fan work. And as I speak, by the way, I have bought rechargeable fan for some of my friends who have been disturbing me about the heat in the night. Moro. Media rechargeable fan. I bought 3 pieces. And when we finish the show, I will appeal to my good friend to see whether, as part of my Greater Accra chairmanship bid, I have an agenda to get rechargeable fan for all constituency chairmen. Moro. Why? Because if you want to go far, you must make sure that your chairman can rest in the night. So tomorrow, in conclusion, we would like to beg this NDC administration to make sure that the monies they have collected, my brother Atofosi, pay your bills to the power sector. And number 2, the Akufo-Addo Bawumia government, there was some narrative when it started. NPP did not add 1 megawatt of power. That's why I said I wanted to attend the NDC Institute of Propaganda. If it had not been for Dr. Napo, who released the things they did, the narrative everywhere is that not 1 megawatt. When the details came, we added over 1,600 megawatts. Moro, change lines. All the things you have to do to keep power, we did it quietly. No noise. Adodi was going around quietly, but work was happening. My advice to the NDC, work more, talk less. I thank you.
I don't know how you arrived at this conclusion that the
was quoted. Yeah. That's why I told you that he actually is currently in the best institution for propaganda, because it's completely false, it's true, it's unfounded. But he's on this platform pushing that particular agenda. And sometimes when you're in the same particular the same party, we expect that there should be some alignment when you speak. So speaking on November 2025 was when JM was in power. The former defense minister and MP for Bimbila, Dominic Nitiwo, highlighted the urgent need for a strategic lift to strengthen national defense. I have served the military for 8 years, and I hold the same view now as I did then. It is actually in our interest to make sure that we get enough logistics for the defense of this country. This is according to Dr. Dominic Nitiwo. So Ghana Web, you can go actually and go and check the date for this was actually
so I guess
the 5th of December 2025. Everybody can go and check.
So I guess the point you're making is that the decision to purchase aircraft predates this government.
You see,
that's the point you're trying to make. Yes,
he says that if he was in the same situation, he would have actually bought those aircraft. So by extrapolation, definitely that decision was also made even before this. The need actually predated JM coming into power. Okay. That is why you didn't see any significant opposition. You saw Abu Janapo when he tried to parade the same figures that Dr. Okoe was parading around, not knowing it was actually an issue of miscalculation. And unfortunately, Dr. Okoe didn't hear the appropriate thing said by the former Minister of Defense. But what has stuck in his ears is the erroneous impression that was created by Abu Janapo in power. You see, prudent management of resources. We all don't actually want to go there. But please, Ghanaians have not forgotten that we used to rent an aircraft that we could actually bath in for 18,000 euro per hour. We've not forgotten. 18,000, and sometimes it could be for 3 days stretch. So by the time we do a round trip for the president, 4 or 5 days, we are looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of Ghana cedis. At that time, we were still having difficulties in this country. Teacher training allowances, nursing training allowances were not being paid. Workers were actually complaining about their salaries. Inflation was moving out. Macroeconomic stability was actually completely in disarray. We are seeing all this, but there were these kinds of expenditures. This was just the tip of the iceberg. Then I don't even want to add the number of scandals that was dealt with during the same period. Misapplication of funds. You see, so Moro, let us stick to what the facts are. This current government has actually invested more into the energy sector to make sure it is stabilized. And we actually have a vision, clear vision, that we are committed to make sure that Ghana becomes the home for business within West Africa because of the stable energy situation that we are going to have in the very near future.
Okay. Doc, you also
Moro, I sent you
I just
Moro, you know that me, I like to refer to documents.
Yes, the 2026 budget statement.
Go to page 182, Appendix 4A. Moro, anything you see in this budget is what is a contract approved by Parliament. MDA expenditure allocation 2026. Now, look at 34, Ministry of Defense. You have MOD, headquarters and agencies. Moro, this NDC's government document. This is the money they are allocating to Air Force. Retooling of the Air Force. You have, Moro, 150 million Ghana cedis for goods and services. Yeah? Then you see CAPEX, which is capital investment. Retooling Air Force. 2.532 billion Ghana cedis. Have you seen it? Please, my phone is having some issues. Since we came into position, it doesn't work. So you send the material to my senior in school so that you realize that it's an official document.
But what he said actually doesn't buttress the point that he made earlier. CAPEX. CAPEX. It's capital expenditure.
Yeah, but it's a term they use for like investments. Capital investment. Yes. Buying a plane is CAPEX. So you see, that's a retooling of the Air Force. This is the first payment this year, which has been captured in allocation in NDC government's documents. This money Atu-Forcing is allocating to the Air Force 2. So when you add goods and services and capex, the amount of money going to Ghana Air Force this year is 2.682 billion Ghana cedis. So with all due respect, this is not Okoe Boye's imagination. This is official allocation from the government of Ghana, GOG. In fact, when you go to the 2027 allocation, it moved from the 2.6 you see here to about 3.5 billion Ghana cedis, with the second payment. By the time you get to 2029, this government would have paid a total of about 12.9 billion Ghana cedis. You know, my brother is doing a good job at NHIS. His documents are many. So I'm in your position. I have time. I have time to go deep into it. Secondly,
he poses the question that how does retooling of the Ghana Air Forces
these are terms.
Then metamorphosis into bioaircraft? Because the Air Force goes beyond.
Okoe Boye is in trouble. He's in trouble this morning.
I'm a practicing politician.
Okay.
No politician will put buying of aircrafts. You see that? Yeah, the term that has been used, retooling. Simple tools, they record billions. So the point I'm making is that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will align our priorities to our needs. These huge quantums. And by the way, I said plane is important. But our Jata bought plane for 75 million USD. Why do you want to spend over $1 billion to buy something?
But how do you
what Samuel Abujinapo said in Parliament is what has stuck in his head.
I gave you the first
Mahama Ayariga corrected him. If not, this is what.
Let me have the page again.
It's actually final. It is completely untrue.
My senior.
It is unfounded.
I was quiet when my senior was talking. So please, me, I can't tell you.
I think it is allowed to interrupt if the facts are not right. Okay. So because Dr. Okoe Boye's facts are very erroneous. What happened on the floor of Parliament that has led to this misinformation? We have to actually stop it on the way, right in its tracks, because a falsehood was put out, and it's still it was corrected, but he's still carrying the wrong falsehood, or let me say the right falsehood. Is it?
Until Honorable Atu-Forcing comes to Parliament during the mid-year budget review to come and withdraw this appendix. Please, if you are watching,
2 billion for capex for Ministry of Defense.
I said, if you are watching, please go to the budget. 182 Appendix 4A. Atu-Forcing, and more, Atu is my senior brother. Yeah. He was teaching me finance small when I was on the finance committee.
Oh, okay.
I was pitching as a friend of the committee so that I could survive. I was not even a member. But Esibe Yeboah, he watched me and my plight. That time I was an MP without any portfolio.
Okay.
He said, Dr. Kam, life is hard. Come. He and Atu. And then they drafted me in.
Right.
That's why when I'm speaking about finance, I'm careful. Honorable Atu-Forcing mentioned the 100 million Ghana cedis for doing something about General 1.
Right.
And the part, how much was it? Is it also another 100 million for the sanitary parts? He found time to mention 100 million. But conveniently stay away from the 2.5 something billion of
billion cedis.
Billion.
2.5 billion cedis.
Atu, you know why?
Yes.
Atu is aware he's a politician. If he had mentioned that amount in his address, they would have come. Yes.
So let's get a breakdown.
Yeah.
Let's get a proper breakdown so that there's clarity will be brought to bear on this
the
conversation.
2.something billion.
We need to know how much a unit of aircraft is going to be bought.
Are you an aviation? I'm giving you figures.
The facts are clear. You are allowing Dr. Okoe to beat about the facts are quite clear.
We are going to the health area, but before I go, let me quickly say that.
Defense minister, former defense minister, actually set the record straight.
On a light note,
he believes all the money is going to be used to buy the aircraft. All the money.
My senior wasn't listening to me well.
Okay.
I said I bought some of my chairman rechargeable fan.
Yes. Media.
Why rechargeable? Because of the unstable power now. Okay. If there were to exist a rechargeable air condition, incoming chairman would have bought the rechargeable. You don't have rechargeable air condition. It is rechargeable.
What we have now are solar power.
In 2022, 2023, when Doomso was West, he didn't buy them rechargeable.
No, he didn't.
He actually refused to accept that there was Doomso.
No, now he has the resources. At that time, he didn't have. Okay. So, gentlemen, I want us to look at this. I know we don't have all day. Actually, we have just 15 minutes to go, but I want us to look at this issue. I've been doing some reading, up on it, but I'm not too clear what it means, and I'm sure that you can help us. You can help me, and I'm sure the viewers to have a proper understanding of what this whole matter is, and whether there will be any what the implications for us would be when it comes to the health sector, because that's the sector you play, that's the space in which you play, so you'd have a better appreciation of this issue. But before I bring you in, let me just say that. Let me remind you once again that Discover MNC Group Global, your number one partner in minerals and food commodity trading, real estate development, general logistics, procurement management consultancy, investment advisory, import and export. They have headquarters in East Legon, Accra, Ghana, and they also have offices in Dubai, Hong Kong, and also Guangzhou in China, Johannesburg in South Africa, Virginia, USA, Arezzo in Italy, and Hanover, Germany. They essentially connect markets that drive business growth with tailor-made solutions to meet your needs. So trust us to maximize your value in every deal. And also, if you want to get in touch with us, first of all, go to MNC Group. MNC Group.